my microphone is turned off. That's great. That's great. Nobody heard anything. I'm glad there is no one here. Hi, welcome to the stream. My name's Matt. I draw little dudes. And we're gonna get started here in a little bit. My microphone was off. OBS is still giving me trouble. I don't know what's going on. There's a whole bunch of factors. I'm not good at technical stuff, apparently. So I'm just gonna keep trying to keep it going, and we'll see how things go down. So here's how this works. I spin this wheel. There's a bunch of stuff on the wheel. The stuff on the wheel was all submitted by viewers. So whatever comes up on the wheel, I draw, wash, rinse, repeat, going forward. So these two little guys that I have up on the screen are actually from the previous live stream. That's Wednesday's live stream. I had a lot of technical problems and basically had an emotional meltdown on stream. So yay for me. And I ended up not getting done what I wanted to get done. The little dude on the right, he's on my right. This dude is what I ended up drawing on the stream. I had to use my mouse to draw that because I was having so much technical problems. And then after the stream, I went ahead and drew this dude, which is what I actually had in my head from the beginning. So I think he turned out pretty good. Without further delay, though, I am going to go ahead and spin the wheel. If you would like to have something added to the wheel, just drop it in the chat. That's just fine. I will add it to the wheel. Things on the wheel stay on the wheel until they are drawn, and sometimes things get more than one entry. They only show up on the wheel once, though. So, for example, Bird Nerd, we have drawn 2 of them now. There's 3 more entries, but you only see it on the wheel once. So it doesn't get any heavier weight than anything else. That's how I've got this set up. Once something has been taken off or drawn, it comes off the wheel. If it has more than one entry, that entry comes off, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. Let's do the thing. Spin, 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 spin. Smiley. Okay, this actually came up last Friday when I was doing the stream, or was it Friday? I think it was Friday. It was when I did the simul stream and had so many technical issues and ended up having like 10 streams end up coming together. One of the things that came up in chat, there was a request in chat for me to draw literally just a smiley icon, which boop, boop, yay, you know, but let's give it something more than that, right? Let's like really put something in here. So we rolled Smiley. And let's see. Obviously, they wanted the smiley icon, so we'll do a real big loopy head. That's where we're starting. I'm thinking like do you remember the people, the little Mr., little Miss people? That's where I think I'm starting here from my point of reference. So we'll start with that, and I think I'm going to give them a little 3D button kind of action here. I think that's what I want to do. Now, my process here when I draw something, I always start with like a real rough sketch with a nice thick light pencil so that I can get a pose down, basically. If anyone is curious what app I am using, it is Adobe Fresco on the iPad. And a little hand like that, action like that. Just kind of want little hands on the hips going on. That's the idea here. And we'll do just a big old face. Big wide face thing like this. Gives us our face kind of basic masking setup. Real easy little trick that I learned for doing real fast sketches from Rogden the artist on YouTube. So that's basically all there is to this little character. Because let's face it, there's not a lot you can do with just Smiley, and that's what they wanted, was they wanted the Smiley emoji. So we'll start. We're going to grab a smaller pencil. I use a little sharper pencil, and I'm going to do a detail sketch. Just kind of start adding some details to the character here. So here we go. Big round cheeks kind of thing. And I'm actually thinking this is going to be like a kind of like a Cogsworth Disney Beauty and the Beast, the good one from the 90s kind of character. Give him some lower teeth here. Because Smiley also, like, my preferred emoji, Smiley emote is the one with the big teeth showing. So that's the route I'm going to go. Big teeth. And then bring in a nose. Like so. And just overly expressive eyebrow situation here. Just huge eyes is what we're going to have going on. Just way too much smile. Bring this down. And need a little bottom lip action there. Put it around like this. Again, just kind of a little flat disc person is what I'm going for body-wise here. So a little something like that. And I'm going to move this up. My camera is on a swing arm to make it easy for me to stream and then move it back out of my way. But I had it set like right over the top of the bandwidth settings for my stream. And since I've had so many technical problems with that specific thing, I was wanting to make sure I could see it and monitor it just in case. So some of them maybe a little like this. Little crazy face like that, I'm thinking, is a pretty good little starting spot. And we'll do, I like these. I actually kind of like this concept of noodle arms got going on over here. So I'll do a little hand like that, like just a little mud hand. Keep it simple, and then noodle arm it together. And same thing over here, except for the arm will come like this. And then I think, just because it feels right, like this is feeling kind of old school retro futurist mascot. Like I'm thinking like a lot like the moon head mascot from Outer Worlds. We'll do a little top hat. I have to bring the character down a little more to do this top hat. There we go. The little top hat action going on there. There, that's not too bad. I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna get rid of that. So there we go. This is our sketch, our sketched in version of the character. I think it looks pretty good, actually. It'll look even better once we ink it up. So let's grab some ink. I do all of my inking in vector. I like nice, clean, smooth lines. It's just who I am as a person. Oops, I'm not on the right brush. Start there. I'm just going to start with that nose and then bring in this lip here. Bring this one down like that. And then let's actually have these teeth. Like I said, I like the big tooth smiley emoji. So I'm actually going to bring that in like this. And then bring this lip around. Oh, I want that to be a little smoother line there. Bring this lip around like this. I got some wobble in my hand today. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then just down here like so. Big old chompy teeth. This isn't looking right for me. Not sure I like this so far. I'm going to redo almost all of that. So we'll start over here. And then, yeah, bring this back like that. Okay. Bring this down like this. And loop this in like so. I liked those big chunky teeth. I think it looks better without them. Down here, bring this in like that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Let's just bring that up like so. Okay, still not sold on this, but it's closer to what I was looking for. I'm not liking this at all. His mouth is not working for me. That happens a lot. See, this is when you try to complicate something, things sometimes don't work out the way you want them to. So I'm going to actually redraw this mouth entirely because I just don't like the way it looks. So I'm going to come in here on this layer. Just bring this down like this and just kind of refocus my attention on how I want this to look. So a little more something like that, maybe, I think. A little more grotesque, I think is. What the heck? Why is this still not showing? I'm getting kind of angry at my error. There, it's reconnected. I'm getting angry at this app because it's not working correctly. It's making me not happy. And it is 100% Apple's fault. They have made it impossible to use your devices without spending all of your money in their ecosystem, which to me should be illegal. I don't want to use their ecosystem. Their products are too expensive and not worth the cost at all. No matter what anyone tries to tell you, no one who knows anything about computers would recommend you use Apple products. Especially if they value any kind of freedom in our society. Because let me tell you, Steve Jobs is the reason most of the things in our world suck right now. His philosophy of the closed garden ecosystem is the basis for all of the tech bro BS that has destroyed our world. And I don't know that we'll ever recover from it. So yeah, if there's one thing you will learn about me by watching me stream, it is that I do not have time or patience for the supposed icons of the tech industry. Because all of them are the same, going all the way back to Edison. They're all thieves, liars, and con men who have made our world worse by their existence. So why am I using an iPad? Well, because honestly, it was the cheapest thing on the market. And that's how I feel about Apple, is that it's the extremely expensive gear that is made to be very cheap. So drawing these teeth. And one of the things I promised myself after my insanely bad stream on Wednesday was that I would no longer hold back any emotions in regards to how I feel about certain things. And one of the things that I am usually pretty reserved about is my abject hatred. And yes, it's a hatred of the exploitive tech bro, anti-culture, anti-property thought form. That, by the way, is going to be controlling our entire lives soon, because it's one of the bases for the upcoming government. The opposite of good decision making. So, yeah. That's not to say that Microsoft is any better. All right, I'm just going to kind of add a little shaping to these teeth by deleting off part of them. I like that. I'm actually going to bring these out, I think, in front of the lip line. Let's kind of loop this like that. And bring this in here. Like that. Same over here. We're just going to bring this guy out. Just making him look a little bit goofier. That's really the goal here. Just a little tiny bit goofier. And then I'm going to actually, come in here, close that side, these sides off, these edges off. And and fill them in. So it's like his teeth are coming out like an overbite. And then we'll come down here and we'll just draw in some bottom teeth. I'm just going to do one at a time. Just keep them kind of chiclety. Little round monster teeth. Just something simple and goofy. Like that. I actually like that. I like that a lot. I'm just going to come in here. Actually, I'm just going to clean this line work up a little bit more. Thin that out just a little bit. I'm actually going to thin it out and then redraw some of it back in. So I can come in and get just a smooth curve on the edges of those teeth. Like so. So that looks good. That's good. I like this. This is better. You see, sometimes you just gotta scrap what you were doing and try something different. So yeah, that looks good. I like this a lot. I'm gonna come up here and I want to add some dimensionality to these eyes, same as like what we did with the teeth. We're just gonna kind of bring this around like so. Oops. Bring this down. Add. Dang it. What's going on here? Okay. Right around like so. Around like so. Wait, these eyes. This is bad. Your far eye should always be narrower than your nearby eye. That's just how perspective works. Bring you around. There we go. And then just like, I'm gonna draw this in because it's bugging me. So around and around, curved. So this would get like this. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta draw it in. It's fine. And then like there. And like there. And again, those eyebrows up here. I'm actually going to do something a little different with those eyebrows. I'm going to make nice, thick, heavy eyebrows using that taper brush that automatically tapers on the ends. So this is looking pretty good. I'm going to close this in like so and have this come over here. That. All right. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I think this is looking good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I think it's fun. I think it looks fun. It'll be an interesting little image when it's done. So we'll start with let's do that little top hat. And all right, we should. Come on, hand. Work with me today. Little oval. Like that. Bring it back up. And same here. Little oval. And what we can do is have this head. Hang on. I want to try to do this all in one stroke like that. There we go. It worked pretty well. And then bring this up, around, and around like that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I'm actually going to turn off this layer that says Smiley so that I can work without it in my way. And then let's see, when your hands are against your hips, your thumb is facing backwards. So I guess we'll do like a Mickey style glove situation going on here, I think. So a little something like this. What the heck? There we go. Dang it. It is definitely being a pain in my butt today. There we go, like that. Let's put a little line here for where the arm meets the glove. And I want to emphasize that noodle. We're going old school. We'll go super old school. Really, really exaggerate that rubber hose noodle arm. Do the same thing over here. We got a little glove action going this way. The hand would then come down like this. And come on. I've got enough shake in my hand to need to use the stabilizer. I hate using the stabilizer because it slows down the brush just enough to throw off my cadence. So there's that. That's looking okay. All right, now I just need to add his little legs. So we'll just come down here. Just add little cartoon. How do I want to do this? Bring this down like this. Bring this back across. And maybe just have them stick out like that. Oh. Not very shaped. Let's do that. Dang it. Okay. So, come across here like this. There. I don't like that at all. This is not looking good. These legs are not working for me. Sometimes you gotta figure these things out. So we'll come back down here to our under sketch and say if he is a little, it's a different color here. If he's a little disc, then maybe we have a little flat dial thing coming off of him like that. And then the feet can come down out of that. So that gives us a little bit more body shape to work with, I think. So we come back up here and just, like I said, have a little dial coming off that the legs can just kind of come out of. And then I'm just going to bring this one around there, like so, and like so. There we go. That's not too terribly bad line art right there. It looks okay. Some parts of this are going to need to be cleaned up a little bit, thickened up a little. So let's go ahead and do that. Oops. See if I can't add a little bit more shape to that clock head shape kind of thing there. And I think I want these noodle arms to go ahead and be black. Maybe we'll do the same thing with the legs. So a little something like that. Black inside the mouth. The pupils, obviously. And then, like I said, I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to get a little bit bigger brush, and I'm going to thicken the outer lines just to give it a little more edge power, I guess. Something like this. Just bring this down. Just thickening these lines up to make them a little more pronounced. Bring it back across. I want this outside line to definitely be much thicker. We'll bring that over. Same here, just adding a little bit more thickness to the line, giving it a little more weight, a little more strength, a little more definition. Especially on these outside edges, just kind of giving them some pop. Like that. That looks pretty good. I almost feel like I should give him a bow tie. Like, I think this guy needs a little bow tie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring his opacity down for now so that I can come back over here. I can come to a new layer and draw in a bow tie. So I don't have to worry about, like, so I can see clearly what I'm doing and don't have to worry about, like, competing on some of the stuff, like getting in the way and taking up space. So do that, and then we'll just come in here and erase the lines that we don't need on the bottom layer. So that I can then bring this opacity back up like this and merge this down onto one layer like that. That's what's great about working in digital art. It makes it really easy to clean up some of this stuff like that. Makes life easier. Makes life grand. I think this line could be a little thicker right in here. All right, there. I think this looks pretty good. This makes me happy. I like this a lot. So I'm going to duplicate my line art layer a couple of times just to make my life easier. And he's a smiley, so we're gonna make him yellow, like so. I'm gonna turn off this background white layer so I can see exactly everywhere I'm working. And I think I'm gonna give him like a red bow tie here. And I'm actually going to, instead of coloring these sections in here, I'm just gonna clean those up. And we're going to get rid of some remnants of this line art up here, right here. All right, so we'll do that. Come back down here. Let's put in the whites of these eyes and these teeth. Just like that. And then we'll do a dark blue on this top hat with that same red as a little band there. So there's some flat color on this, and this looks pretty okay. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this isn't bad, especially as kind of like a little retro mascot kind of icon thing. But I'm gonna add some shading, and probably I'm gonna go ahead and create another layer here too, because I think I'm gonna add some highlights on this guy too. Just give him some real extra depth. So shading is pretty simple. We're just going to, he's pretty basic shape, so we're just going to do real basic shading. Just a little like all on one side of him. So we'll just doop 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 doop, and just like there. So we'll start there like that. Just some real basic shading, and then we'll do the same thing. We'll just add some depth to these eyes with some shading. Just a little bit of cheat action to give it some form. Probably do the same thing over here with these cheekbone things. Maybe we can come down, bring this all the way down. Is cheek, like so. And then we can do the same kind of concept here on the teeth. Kind of imply a little bit of an overlay, right? Just a little bit as we come along. And just shape them up a little bit across there. Maybe something a little bit like that. Little on here too, just kind of add a little bit of curve to these teeth. Just a subtle, something subtle to give it just enough emphasis to say these are round. Ooh, I missed a fill section of making yellow, and I forgot to fill in his gloves. Entirely, like completely forgot to fill in the gloves. So we'll do that real fast. And then those gloves, this side should be in shade. We'll add that gray over here, same there. And then probably just add a little bit of shading to these this fist over here. I'm just going to fill it in. I don't think it needs. Okay. So that's pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to keep it pretty basic, but I do want to add also a highlights layer, which I'm just going to do as the exact opposite of my shading layer. I'm just going to basically come in here with my gray and just add a screen layer instead of a multiply. Basically, it's dividing the values. And then I'll probably turn the opacity on this down because it's really oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I want the hat to be that shiny. I actually kind of like it. So add some shine to the nose. I kind of like him being shiny. And oops, must not have closed that in correctly. I did not. Look at me not closing in my loops. Yeah, I don't like that one anyway. Going to add some shine on those eyebrows. This little cheek thing here. Give it a little highlight shine. Maybe just the edge here. Little edge rim. Little rim shade or little rim shine. Little rim light. All the way around. Little shine there. And maybe a little shine on his. Nah, I don't like that. Okay. But I do like that. That looks good. I like this. Here we go. So, I'm not sure. I can't really remember who exactly it was that requested that I draw a smiley. But here you go. Here is the smiley. I think he turned out pretty good. So I hope you like it. I hope this works out for you. And it is only 4:45 and the stream is super stable. We're actually not even dropping any frames. It's a shame that we don't have everybody here tonight. So, but what that means is we can 100% go ahead and roll spin the wheel for the next thing we're going to draw. So let's go ahead and get a second dude in here. We did the smiley face. Let's see what else we got. Spin, 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 spin. Fart monster. I think Fart Monster has been on this list longer than just about anything else. So this is going to be fun because I have no idea at all whatsoever what I'm going to do for a Fart Monster. I have not given it much thought. I am going to, however, delete that layer and create a new layer that says Fart Monster. With 3 exclamation marks. Bring back this basic sketch layer here. Let's make you smaller out of the corner there. All right, so we're going to draw a fart monster. Obviously, when we're designing a character like this, we have to start asking ourselves some questions. One big question being, if it is a fart monster, are we drawing a monster that farts a lot or a monster made of a fart? That is obviously the single most important question that we can answer at this moment in time. I am inclined to draw a monster that farts. But I think a monster made of fart is going to be the more, what's the word I'm looking for here? Interesting challenge. So actually, you know what? Wow, that might help some. Wonder if I'm all washed out because my iPad is lighting up my face. And that's probably why my eyes are always worn out too. It's the brightness got turned all the way back up again. Okay, so fart monster. I think I'm gonna start with. So Instinctober, I did fart attack. I think was the prompt, and had a fart like literally coming out of a butt and strangling myself, basically. So I think I want to add kind of a stinky cloud dude here. We'll start with that. Yeah, just real basic, like round bean kind of shape, dude. I might have turned the brightness down too far. Let's turn that back up a little bit. So kind of a bean guy. So I'm actually going to do that shape first. You know, just a little round dude here. So we got this, and we'll add some fartiness to it. And then this is going to be my face plane, basically, what I'm looking at here. So maybe something like real sad ghosts. Oh, yeah. I like the idea of a real sad ghost fart monster. So we'll just do a real sad face here. Like, you know, real dark, depressing thing, and just little fart monster arm there like that. Just bring this back down around so it's actually a little more head hanging than just curled body. Another little fart monster arm on this side. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. I think I had an idea here. So let's go ahead and grab our pencil and draw in a little face. So we'll start with a little nose. And I want a real exaggerated, kind of like the opposite of the real exaggerated smile from the last guy. We'll do a real exaggerated frown. Real forlorn. Woe is me, I'm made of fart. That's the idea here. I'm just, woe is me, I'm made of fart. And then real sad eyes. Like so. Real just downcast. Down. Everything is sad. I'm actually going to even go down, looking down at the ground. So we'll start there. Add some real droopy jowls. Maybe a little fart cloud eyebrows to bring in the emphasis on that downward expression. Like so. And cloud gaseous. Oh man. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we'll even have these little hands in the pockets, like, man, nobody likes me. I'm made of fart. That's the route we'll go here. Do a little hand action like so. Oops. Say, get rid of that line. I don't want it in my way when I go to draw a little bit. Nobody likes me because I'm made of fart. I'm the worst in the world. That's right, fart monster. We all hate you. Stop smelling like fart. Little arm action. Little tail thing there. Maybe we'll bring it back. Bring a little Putin tail back the other way. So we'll like have it loop back like this, like a little snaky tail thing. Still not. I gotta bring the. I guess I brought the brightness back up because I can't see anything anymore. So if I come in here, I'm gonna come back to this layer and my big fuzzy brush first, so that I can go like that and like that. That gives me an idea of where these other lines should be on this layer. So it'd be like that. That. And bring this straight down like that. And I'm a fart cloud. Nobody likes me because I'm a fart cloud, man. I'm made of fart. And I like to give my characters catchphrases, and this character's catchphrase is I'm made of fart. So there you go. All right, then we will lower the opacity of that. Let's ink it in. And I think rather than using black for my ink lines, I'm going to start and do kind of color ink, colored line work. I'm going to start with like a dark green. We all know that farts are green, right? Like that's universally accepted to be true. And then actually I'm going to come across like this. Down. Extra sad face. Like so. And then those jowls. Again, just bringing those in. Big sad eyes. Oh man, I wish I could go to the party, but no farts allowed. It's a faux pas. It's a party foul to invite the fart. Then just, I think what will be good for this character is to use this taper brush and just kind of let the line work develop its own kind of organic, natural little action going on there. Oops. Like that. We'll do the same over here. Just bring this down. I'm just kind of letting my arm flow through there. Then we'll do the same, just kind of big sweeping curves on the outside. Bits like this. And then can we do that over here? I don't like that. I'm going to switch back to the other brush to do the arm, the stable arm line. And there we go. There's that. Bring that thumb in. So, and just put that guy. There we go. And then just a little semblance of some finger spins in there. Just a little, just enough to like imply the fingers. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. And then I think have this hair like that. And then we'll come back to our taper brush and do the other side. But this side should go probably most of the way down. I'm going to go ahead and just work across like that. And around. Just keep looping the loops. Oops, that's not loopy enough. That's too flat. I want it to be loopy. There. I like that. That looks good. I'm going to have this is all in front of this bit in the back here. These little poot lines. Who invited the fart, man? Ruining the party by inviting a fart monster. Work my way down. And back. There. That cleaned up pretty fast, actually. Okay. We got that. And then I'm just going to come in, draw this other pocket line, and then switch back to my other brush to do little thumb action, little hand action, and bring in the arm, like so. And then just trim up those lines. So there's our basic line art, I think, for this fart monster. I'm going to turn that off. I think it looks pretty good. I like it. I think it looks okay. I think it's okay. It's not the perfect, but it's pretty good. And then I think I'm going to fill in with like a yellow green. So we'll go ahead and duplicate this layer a few times just to give ourselves plenty of layers to work with. I'm going to fill in with a yellow green. And I'm going to keep trying to work in basically shades of green. That's not quite light enough there. So no, like we're going to keep that same yellow green, but go darker and lighter to do all of the what's the word I'm looking for here? Variations. So we can start there. And then that's a pretty good flat color. I'm going to use the same yellow green to kind of as the base for my multiply layer to do the shading. And I'm just going to add some real simple shading again. Keep it pretty basic. I'm not like a dynamic expert shader or anything. I like to keep things pretty simple. There we go. This would be a little more rounded there. Like so. And we'll actually bring all of this around. So I'm going to come up like this. Just add some poofing to the shadow line there. I want that to be a little sharper. That. And bring this down around behind the pocket. So, where is my line failure at? Probably over here. I probably erased something on that layer that I can't see because there's a... The heck? Okay, let's close it in. Oh, there, that's where the break is, right there. There. A little something, something like that. Actually, bring this in a little bit more this way. And then bring this up like that. I don't know. I'm not sure I like this right now. It's not horrible, but I'm not sure I like it. I think I'm going to really have this fully engrossed there. And have this come like this. And go on. And more like that. But I'm going to come back over here to this thumb and bring out some of it back out of the shadow. Do the whole thing down, just come right here and do a little rim. There, that looks pretty good. Especially if I bring this up back here, now back up like this. There, oh, there we go, that's better. That looks good. Looks okay. And then over here, I'm assuming my light source. So basically, the way my brain is working is the light source is coming from like here. Right, so it's all over here. So all of that part can be in shading. And most of this could be in shading here. We can bring this down like so. And actually, I think I'm going to have this come like this and try to do a little bit of an implied cloudiness to the fart monster across the body. And didn't quite look exactly the way I wanted it to. Oh, because I actually want this to come. Sometimes in my brain, I have to switch gears and go from like I'm outlining the shading to I'm outlining the highlights. So like I'm going through here and going, this is drawing the light shape. And that helps me sometimes. Especially if I'm not 100% sure how I want that to be. So that would put me over here, having another little cloud bit shaded in there. And we'll bring this up like that. I think if I bring that up like that, I can bring this around and maybe even imply a little bit more shape there, like so. And I think clean that back in there. And then maybe we just kind of continue that basic idea there up through the body, like up here. Got another little cloud poof. And maybe we just do it with the taper brush a little and just bring it up a little bit more, like a little bit bigger brush. Kind of. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not going to stay. But I do think I can bring this up here to give the head a little more shape. Switch back to another brush. And then basically we're just drawing little poofs of fart. And do the same on the eyebrows. Just come in here real fast and do these eyebrows. Just to give them a little bit of angle and depth. And I can go ahead and delete this little guy. I don't need a little marker anymore. So I'll do that. That's a good shading level layer. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting and just bring in just a little bit of highlight. Across there. Fart's got a little bit of shininess to him. He's a little greasy fart. Little greasy, wet fart. No problem. Little greasy, wet fart guy. Do a little bit of the opposite here. And have some opposing highlight cloud bits. Also. Like so. There we go. Sad little fart man. Sad little fart monster. I like it. I think it worked okay. I think it's okay. I think it's good. I'm calling this my sad little fart monster. So we're going to clear that layer and we're going to delete these. And it's 5 o'clock. So I got about half an hour left in my stream. I can probably do a third little dude. So I'm going to bring back the wheel of requests. And I'm going to make it fast. And we're going to see if we can't knock out a good one here. We've only got a handful of things left on the wheel. I'm going to have to start soliciting some new ideas. So we're going to spin the wheel. And it looks like, oh, it just slid right across to a third bird nerd. This is 3 out of 5 bird nerds. So we're getting pretty close to being done drawing bird nerds. And now on Wednesday, right out of the gate, I failed to see someone made a recommendation of a fantasy sports bird nerd. So I think that's where I'm going to start tonight. I'm actually going to give myself a little ground plane action here. I feel a little bit better when I have a ground plane, especially when I can know what's centered. You know, it's a thing. It's a mental thing. It doesn't actually have much meaning. So there, I'm going to write bird nerd 3. Put him at the bottom. And we can bring the opacity of that down quite a bit. So, let's see. We got a bird nerd who is a fantasy sports nerd. So we have to ask ourselves, what do we think when we think fantasy sports nerd? Because I think backwards baseball cap. That's about all I got, really. That's pretty much where I'm at. Is I don't know, like maybe some statistic papers. That's what we'll give him. So we'll start with a little head action and body obviously. And just bring these little legs in here. And something like there. Maybe give him a is it weird if I give him a newspaper? Because like that's so. I have him check his scores on a tablet, I guess. So we'll do a little tablet action. So we'll have his head facing down this way. And I'm actually going to flip this guy around because I've had everybody facing to the right so far today, and I want to change it up. So a little tablet like so. So a little birdie hand. Just comes off of the, basically a little birdie hand just comes off out of it. It's a wing, right? It's a wing that actually serves as a hand. We've all watched cartoons. And then I think we'll do a real sharp beak. Like I said, backwards baseball hat, obviously, is the way we're going to go here. So something like that. Eye action. And little tablet. What else do we give a fantasy sports nerd? I wish Paraman was here. He was the one that recommended fantasy sports nerd. I know very little, if anything, about the fantasy sports world. It's not my my geekdom. But I don't gatekeep nerddom, geekdom. Like obviously whatever you're into is the thing you're into. So like, you know, no. Maybe I'll look up fantasy sports enthusiast gifts and see what, apparently beer is a big part of it. So maybe we'll try that and do a little have him holding a beer. So I don't know how I want to do that. Huh? I'm not sure how I want to do this thing. Little jacket action. I think actually like what I might imply is a flannel. Little t-shirt underneath of it. How do I do beer? How do I put a beer into this image? To have him really like the nature would be to have his other arm down or scrolling. Let's add his other hand up here. I don't know. I just don't know exactly what it is I'm trying to accomplish with this character outside of my wheelhouse. I'm not the right type of nerd for this. We can go like that. And maybe we even like pull him back a little. He is centered. I'm gonna pull him back. And we have like a little I don't know, like soccer ball maybe sitting here. I think soccer is a fantasy sport that people play. Football. I know people play fantasy football. So just give them some accessories, some little sports-based accessories you know how it goes. Okay. So that's not too bad. I think that'll work okay. I think I can work with it. I mean, it's not, again, it's just not my wheelhouse. I apologize to fantasy sports enthusiasts. I'm not the guy to draw your bird nerd, I guess. So we'll come in here first and do the beak. That's where I want to start. Start with the beak and the eyes. Oh no, my running back broke his knee. Now I'm not gonna be able to win this fantasy sports. I used to work with someone who was really into fantasy sports, and so I have heard him talk about fantasy sports a few times. And one of the things that like really always struck me about the way he talked about his fantasy sports teams was how much it's basically just min-maxing. And I think he would agree because he was also an MMO gamer. And basically the way he would talk about like min-maxing his MMO characters and the way he would talk about min-maxing his team for fantasy sports was like the exact same conversation. So, I mean, definitely they're a type of nerd, right? Like no one's gonna question that. So I'm actually wearing a flannel. Wah! So you can see my little like check my color like there. Yeah, that's how I want to do that. Bring this in. Little cuff on the shirt there. Down and around. Bring in his little tablet. Outline. Again, the other hand here. Little thumb going around like he's thumbing it. Thumbing the tablet. I wouldn't thumb the tablet, but I don't use my tablet as a tablet device. I use it almost exclusively as a drawing pad. I actually removed a bunch of apps off of my iPad today to clear up space because I was like, there is no chance I'm ever another bird nerd. Yes, it is bird nerd number 3. So I can go ahead, if you want me to, I'll go ahead and show you. We got Fart Monster as our second drawing of the night. And Smiley was the first drawing of the night. So there's 2 drawings done so far. And it's the third bird nerd. I put the bird nerd on the list 5 times so I could do a bird nerd sticker pack. And Wednesday, when I did the bird nerd on Wednesday, Paramin asked me to do like a fantasy sports bird nerd. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just drawing him in real quick. So that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at. And here's the thing is I don't know anything about fantasy sports. So I'm just kind of basically drawing a guy looking up stats on an iPad next to some sports balls. So that's what I'm doing here. So I got like a little soccer ball action. I think soccer balls have hexagons. No, pentagons. I don't know. I don't know what a soccer ball looks like. I am a fraud. And this one can be black. And this one can be black. That's not going to work. I'm going to have to look up a reference image of a soccer ball. Sounds good enough, I suppose. I also know nothing of fantasy sports. I know I used to work with someone who was really into fantasy sports. And so fantasy sports is basically min-maxing. Oh, see, so here is where I am screwing up on soccer ball. I think I already figured out my problem. I think it is more than one type of patch. I think it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that's what the problem is it's got pentagons, right? It's got little black pentagons on it, but they're not connected to other pentagons. They're connected to hexagons. So they've got black pentagons surrounded by white hexagons. So the soccer balls cheat. No wonder I was having a hard time with this. So like the little black pentagons never touch each other. So you got one here, and then this would be a hexagon half, and then this would be a pentagon here. So now I know the secret of the soccer ball drawing. That's a superpower I now possess forever and ever. That's a little angle there, so that would come there. And then I think this would actually be a patch like that. There we go. And then, of course, we all know that here in America, we play hand egg. So it's real easy to draw one of those. So there we go. This is our little bird nerd dude. I think I want to curve this hat a bit more. I'm going to redraw this hat. I'm going to redraw the hat here. I think it looks little. The hat looked okay, but when I was looking at it from farther away, it looked more like trucker cap than like baseball hat. And so I was going for baseball cap. So bring the head back in and then draw a real light circle. And that gives me the angle of the cap. Coming across like that. There we go. Okay. So, line art. Sketched in. We're good. I am going to go ahead and finish this. So, here is the irony of today's live stream. I've been on this stream for 1 hour, 25 minutes without a single hiccup to my network. And basically no one's watching. It's like the first time, no issue. It's crazy. It would be really crazy if now it started having issues. Then I could blame you guys. I could blame the audience. It's the audience's fault. Never my fault. But I'm glad that I figured like that it's not having that issue. So it tells me that the VPN thing works. And I'll just keep doing that going forward. Bloop. Okay. Backwards baseball cap, just like Rick Dillman. Jerk Jack Pickle. I have a thing I need to post in the Discord once I am done with this stream. I finished exporting it from DaVinci Resolve right before I had to jump in the stream. It's the thing I've been working on. I've got a few seconds of it done, and I want to share it because I think it'll make people excited for me doing the rest of it. And basically, I've been working on a little animatic featuring our cast of characters for the November Patreon. And I've only got a couple of seconds exported because I recorded all of the audio and have basically been piecing the rest of it together as I go. But I think it is coming out pretty good. I'm really happy with what I've done so far. So maybe before I go tonight, I'll show that on stream and then I'll put it in the Discord in the work in process channel. And you know what? I haven't checked yet. This should all be working now. Yeah, there we go. So the chat bot is up and running for the channel again. So basically it's got a handful of commands. And some of those commands involve playing games. So really all I've done here is I've drawn basically myself as some kind of bird dude checking scores. Like, this guy is clearly, he's checking sports scores. I would probably be checking, like, I don't know, my stocks. But that's basically all I've done here. Like I said earlier, I've even wearing a flannel today and a hoodie. It got cold. It got cold suddenly. I mean, not super cold, but like a little chilly here in Missouri. And it's the first time it has actually gotten chilly since I've been down here. Like, my Montana acclimation must have worn off because I was actually like, hey, it's kind of cold today. And all winter last winter, I never thought it got cold. So I must have reacclimated to Missouri weather, which is a shame. I would have liked to have never felt cold again. But c'est la vie. I'm also feeling a lot better today as far as a whole bunch of mental health stuff goes. Mostly because I spent a lot of time today, like, with my journal, figuring some stuff out and working through some emotional baggage. So I'm feeling pretty good, feel a little better. Still very tired. I know my brain chemistry isn't solved by journaling, but sometimes figuring things out gives me a little leg up on controlling the neurochemistry. And I realized I had this kind of a little epiphany thing recently that, like, I had to define my own, like, in the words of Simon Sinek, I kind of had to refine my why because I've just been used to basically most of my life that's been defined by someone else. And for the first time ever, really, I have to define that sort of thing for myself. And this is kind of I'm considering making a video about this because it goes deep. Basically, last night I was having jerk brain night again, like I have been for the last several weeks, or I guess not several weeks, but definitely the last week and a half. And just kind of being down on myself. And my friend Chris was being super supportive. Yeti Detective was being super supportive, as he does. And something he said just kind of triggered this like insight for me. Basically, as a person, I've always felt best when I had a defined like reason for doing things. That's just how I personally okay, so here is this is how I see the world in general. I think things have value because of the reasons we assign them, right? So like the scenario I used when I was explaining this to myself and my friends earlier was like, if you have a really good reason to poop in a box and fling it into the sky with a catapult, then that has value because you're fulfilling your purpose for doing it. But if you do not, if like your why, your personal why does not resonate with like curing cancer as an example, doing that is not going to fulfill you. So like that's kind of where I was at. It was like, so like the thing with my art before the last year was that it was always intended to be a thing I did, and it didn't have to have meaning, right? Like there's a reason I draw stupid little dudes, is because they don't have to mean anything. But it's become kind of the core of who I am, is being an artist. And I never really defined my why as an artist. And so I've been really feeling empty, I guess, for a while with what I was doing, because it didn't resonate as having that intrinsic value, right? It was like I was doing it for an extrinsic reason. It just didn't work for me. Like I wasn't feeling it. So that was what I did today, is I sat down and I really went through and did a lot of exercises, core value stuff, like reanalyzing who I am and what my goal is, and trying to find my personal why. And that's something I think a lot more people should do. It's just really, it helped me a lot. Okay, so I've done a red bird and a yellow bird for the bird nerds. So let's make this guy blue. Maybe not that blue. That's a very blue. A little less blue. I just feel like making him blue it gives him a little extra something going on there. And then let's see. Obviously, if he's gonna be a nerd for sports, he's gonna be a Chiefs fan. because no one else around here is worth celebrating. I said it. I said it and I meant it. I might not be a fantasy sports person, but I do love football. Actually, I don't really love. Oh, this was weird. I enjoy watching football, and I enjoy watching football for the weird tribalism of football. It's just part of. I get a pleasure out of that, I guess. Soccer balls are white. Footballs are brown. There's a lot of things in my life that I'm going to elaborate. I'm going to elaborate on my weird tribalism from football. A lot of my life, I have felt like the things that I enjoy do not put me as part of a group. Like a lot of my hobbies are solo, and a lot of my beliefs put me at odds with a lot of the people I was raised around. So football is the thing that has always been like, hey, you can connect with people real easy by enjoying football. And then I am from Kansas City, and I am a Kansas City boy through and through, and I do not apologize for that. So other than a brief period of time in the mid 90s when I fell into the cult of the Cowboys like everyone else and just kind of was trying to fit in, I have been a Chiefs fan thick and thin, whether they win or not. So I feel like I've earned it. It's actually kind of weird if you are from Kansas City. It's kind of weird when you have a sports team that is doing well, because we don't generally have that. Not for the mainstream sports. Like most of my life, like the Royals had barely a winning season for like 35 years. And those were like literally the last time they had gone to the World Series before, a few years ago, was like the year I was born. So it was weird having them doing good. The Chiefs had not been to the Super Bowl since like 10, 15 years before I was born. So like that was weird for a while. And then of course all of this started happening after I moved to Montana. And Montana is very much like a place where the Broncos rule. So I felt like I was out of place being a Chiefs fan, but now I'm back in Missouri and feel good about that. Did I? Nope. So it was cool. It's fun being on a winning team for once, but also weird to be on the winning team. And then let's see. Go neckline. So I clearly have decided this guy is being lit from behind because I gave him the exact same light source as everyone else, which is like right here. So we'll just light him from behind. It's fine. It's easy enough to do. Whoa. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to light him from behind. I'm going to do this. And then when I come back in here and unlight him or light him again from in front, because we'll do the highlights coming off the iPad. Yeah, that will look good. light him from behind, and then relight him from the front with a secondary light source. Yeah, that's the ticket. So then this would be lit like this, like that. There we go. This is fun. I am enjoying this. And then once I finish this guy up, it'll probably be the end of the stream. This is probably the last thing I draw tonight. So I'm glad you were able to come by. Sorry that I did not draw a Tricera bear tonight, but it's still on the list. It'll still get done eventually. So now I can come in here. It's darkened, right? So snag you, and we'll light this. And oops, go back. Turn that off. You, turn off. There. You, come back. So that now I can see exactly how I'm doing this, like this. There we go. Something got screwed up on my line art layer at some point. Line it for this layer, not the whole thing. And then he's looking at the iPad. Bring some highlights into the eyes here. So right now I'm taking just like a broad level, and then I'm going to add some extra highlights to these zones where the brightness of the iPad, his hands is coming back off of it at him. So we'll do that, and then I think maybe something like this around here. Like this. Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then okay, we can bring the color back so see that those shadows are casting. And then we'll come up here to this layer. Set it to screen. And add some extra highlights. Across like this. Just bring it in. Real stark, contrasty light. Oh, I might have to redo this shading off stream, as sometimes I do. Sometimes I redo some of the art off stream. It's fine. But I think he's okay. I think this is gonna be my bird nerd. I'm gonna call this done for the stream. Actually, I'm gonna turn the highlight layer off. Bring this back to where it was before. It's fine. It was fine. It's actually better. Fully lit from behind. It actually looks good. I might have to, like I said, I might have to completely redo the shading here. But I like it. I actually like it the way it looks right now. All right, so this is it. I'm going to call this the end of the stream. It's 5:45. It's starting to get a little dark in the garage office here. The sun has definitely gone down. The moon has come up. And long ago, someone left with the cup. So, we've got Fantasy Sports Bird Nerd. Looking pretty good there. We've got A fart monster. He's sad because no one likes a dude made of farts. That's his catchphrase. Oh man, everyone hates me because I'm made of farts. And this terrifying smiley face monster. So there, yeah. This looks good to me. This comes out well. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. My internet was stable the entire afternoon, and that is crazy talk. So I hope you had a good time too. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I'm glad you got to see what was going on. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I will be back on Monday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time to draw some more doodles for you. Have a really good night. Take care of yourself. Have a good weekend. And remember, as always, to stay weird. Good night.